Hey everyone, welcome back and happy, Friday. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County. And yes, there is a lot to discuss. Now, before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to Up and Adam Channel 2, go ahead and get subscribed. Like I said, we have a lot to discuss. I don't know if you guys watched last night's episode, the premiere of season 19. I thought it was really, really good, but there were some parts of it that I was kind of wondering what exactly are we watching, and I think that makes sense for anybody. If you guys were watching last night, I feel like like Emily with Katie. I think that this just kind of like blew way out of control. We'll get into it. Smash the like button, show some love, and let's jump right in. Well, starting with Shannon Beador last night, she ended up revealing that she paid John Jansen his money, the $75,000, except he shaved off $15,000 and she gave him $60,000. So then she made a little snide remark saying, "Listen, you're welcome. I paid for your wedding." I don't think that that's going to go over well for anybody. And I think that if anybody, obviously watching that last night, I was like, it is a matter of time. Like, should I set my clock before Alexis Bellino and John Jansen chime into this conversation? And lo and behold, this morning, here we go. So again, she said on the season 19 premiere, "So enjoy the wedding that I paid for." And Alexis, well, she responded to Us Weekly. And girl did not hold back. I mean, at all. She said $60,000 barely cuts one piece of the cake. She also clarified that Shannon actually owed $75,000 and Alexis gave her $15,000 off as a discount. And she told Shannon, "Keep his name out of your mouth. He'll be my husband, not yours." Okay. She also poked at Shannon's storyline, saying, "Obviously, I'm still Shannon's storyline. I'm glad I could help her out." And she hinted that, well, her wedding nuptials, they're moments away, but she didn't reveal a date, despite the fact that there is a rumor that it's going to be happening in August. I kind of agree at this point. I agree with both sides. One, producers are going to ask her, "Did you settle the score with John Jansen? Like, did you do that?" And she's going to have to answer that question. Also, she's a housewife. So when you answer a question, you're supposed to deliver your answer with a little bit of snarkiness, a little bit of shade. You're supposed to make it a moment. It is still a reality TV show. You are still filming something. So all of these things still need to happen. And that's what she was doing. She was delivering on the job. Now, let's pan over to Alexis Bellino. I can see where she's like, "Girl, he left your ass. You crashed into the house. You literally, you went after him over, like, back and forth over this money that you knew that you owed him based off of what John Jansen and Alexis Bellino claim. And, like, you've dragged his name through the mud. So shut up." So I can see both sides. However, John Jansen was on the show with Shannon first. She was the one who introduced him to the show. She was the one who put him out there. And technically, you signed up for this, dude. So if she's talking about you, you kind of signed up for that shit. I just think at some point it should be able to have a cap on it. But moving on. So Gina Kirschenheiter's boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, boyfriend, Travis Mullen, I guess he filed financial declarations in his divorce from his ex, Megan, earlier this year. And that literally just put his income out there. And I was like, look at you, Travis, with your income coming in. So $10,164 a month from his full-time role as a senior financial analyst at genetic testing firm. That's been since July of 2022. So $10,164 a month. Okay. $8,333 a month. That comes from a trust income. So that's about $18,500. $2,221 is in liquid cash and $18,199 in investable assets like stocks and bonds. So the guy's making about $18,500 a month, and that's not counting the fact you guys have to think. You have to do a breakdown here. People are like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. In the state of California, it's a lot more expensive. So maybe it's not as much money there. And that could be a thing. Truly could be. However, he's on a team, a real estate team with Gina Kirschenheiter. They're selling real estate. They're doing the damn thing. And every time you turn around and you go on her Instagram, she's like, in escrow, sold, done, good. Okay. If that's the case, that means that you can add a couple of commission checks on top of that. Now, the commission checks are clearly split one with the brokerage. So they probably receive about 70% of the commission check, and then they split it amongst themselves. So 70%, then you have to pay the taxes on it because it's still 1099. So you have to pay the California taxes. You have to pay everything else that goes with it. So then let's say that you get about 60%. That 60%, and mind you, you're paying taxes on all of it, not just the 70% that you get. Okay. Then that 60%, that's going to be divided between you and Travis. So then that in turn is about 30% each. So really, if you do the math, say you make a $30,000 commission on a $1 million like house, say it's a $2 million house, and then you times that by 70%, that's $42,000. And then you take the taxes out of that. So let's say that that's about $35,000, and then that $35,000 is divided in two ways. That's about $17,500 a person. So it's not some crazy amount, because that's providing if you're selling a $2 million house every single month. And honestly, even some of the commission splits, they've gone down from like 3% to 2% to 1.5%. Those things have changed. So as far as his expense breakdown, he spends $4,075 a month on rent, $368 on healthcare, $1,000 on groceries, $300 on dining out, $470 for utilities, $111 on the phone, $500 on clothing, $420 on education, $845 for his car. Now, as far as his legal and divorce costs, he spent $28,255 on legal fees, still owes $8,000, sold investments to cover some of the expenses, and right now, he lives with Gina and her 3 kids, plus his 3 sons with Megan. And Gina does not contribute to his household costs. So Travis did file emergency custody. For emergency custody. He filed a motion alleging that Megan missed court-ordered drug tests and neglected their children. So Megan disputed his allegations. And there's a case set for a hearing later this month. This is just nonstop. I want to hear what you guys think, though, guys. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And we will see you later. Love you guys.